air compressor is securely mounted, not leaking. All hoses are attached, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Now this is gear driven, but if it was belt driven, check the belt. Make sure it's not cracked, frayed, or glazed with a 1/2 to 3/4 inch deflection. Now, if y'all will look at that belt, that is a glazed belt. You never run anything like that on the road. It is just about to snap. Our wonderful mechanic right down the road there ordered a new belt for this thing 3 months ago. And I guess it's hanging up in his shop. Check the oil. Make sure the oil is not milk in color, which would indicate coolant in the oil. Free of any foreign particles. Must be between add and full. If it's below the add mark,
it's below the add mark.
We're going to add 1 gallon of 15 W40 engine oil. It ain't below the add mark truck drive. It's about halfway between.
Yep.
Boy, you going to pump some oil in there, do you know it? Alright. Coolant. If it does not have a clear reservoir or sight glass, that's what I pointed out on y'all's paperwork. If it does not have a clear reservoir or sight glass, with the engine cooled, remove the radiator cap. The coolant should not be more than 3 inches below the cap. Our steering fluid, proper level, no leaks. All the hoses are attached, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Steering linkage is securely mounted. No broken, loose, or missing parts, not bent. Gearbox, securely mounted, not leaking. Once again, all the hoses are attached, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Now, pitman arm, drag link, steering knuckle, steering arm, and spindle is all securely mounted, not bent or broken or bent or damaged. You can say it either way you want to say it. The tie rod end is connected to the steering arm. Also securely mounted, not bent or damaged. All castle nuts and cotter keys are in place. Suspension. We're going to go to the springs. Springs are not broken, missing, or misaligned. If 1/4 or more is missing, it will place the vehicle out of commission. Spring mounts, front and back. Securely mounted, no broken, loose, or missing parts. U-bolts are securely mounted, none broken or missing. Shock absorber, securely mounted, not leaking. Brake system. The brake hose, the brake line is secure, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Brake chamber is securely mounted, not leaking. Slack adjuster has no broken, loose, or missing parts. With pin and cotter pin in place, is securely attached to the push rod. With the wheels chocked and parking brakes released, should not have more than 1 inch spring plate. Brake drum has no cracks, no wells, no excessive buildup of debris. Your brake lining or brake pad must be at least 1/4 inch thick, not also not cracked. All right. Steer tire. Check your tires inside and out. Make sure there's no cuts, bruises, or blisters. These tires must be at least 4/32 of an inch tread depth. Must be virgin rubber. Cannot be recapped or retread. Check with air gauge. Must have 90 to 100 psi with metal cap on the end of valve stem. Now, you're going to check your rims inside and out. Make sure there's no cracks, bends, or repair wells. All lug nuts are securely tightened. There's no rusty streak indicating a loose lug nut. Hub oil seal is not leaking. Alright, driver's field area. Make sure the driver's door opens and closes properly. Mirror is securely mounted, not damaged. Fuel tank is securely mounted, not leaking. Fuel cap is securely tightened and not leaking. If I'm not mistaken, the fuel cap is not even on y'all's paperwork.
Yeah, that's not.
It's on the test.
Reflectors, lights. This is going to be your left turn signal, your four-way emergency flash, your clear slot. All clean, present, working properly. You can either say working properly or not damaged. They'll take it either way you want to say it. Behind the cap, there's no damage. All reflectors and lights are clean, present, working properly. Air and electrical lines, not tangled, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. The electrical line is secured to the coupler. The exhaust system is securely mounted. No black soot indicating the exhaust leak. Catwalks and steps is securely mounted to the frame. Frame, there's no cracks, no bends, and no wells. Drive shaft is securely mounted, not bent or broken. Universal joint, free of any foreign objects. Bulkhead, there's no damage, no missing bolts or rivets. All reflectors and lights are clean, present, working properly. Coupling system, bulkhead, air and electrical lines, not tangled, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Glad hands, secure, not leaking. The electrical line is secured to the coupler. See, this one you can't reach. One of them you can. The electrical line is secured to the coupler. Apron. There's no damage, no bends or breaks. The release arm is fully engaged. If equipped with a safety latch, it would be secure and in place. The sliding field wheel locking pins are fully engaged. The field wheel slide mount is securely attached to the platform. The platform is securely mounted to the frame. There's no cracks or breaks. All mounting bolts, nuts, brackets, clamps, and pins are in place, none broken, loose, or missing. I'm not going to get my old ass up on that truck. Behind the landing gear, we're going to look up under there. Make sure that kingpin is not bent or damaged. Making sure the locking jaw is around the shank of the kingpin and not the head. There's no gap. There's no visible space between the upper and lower field wheel. Skid plate is properly greased. Now, if I have one student say, I'm going to bring my happy ass back around here, and I'm going to point out to the examiner, the field wheel is positioned properly, so in turns, the tractor frame clears that landing gear. All right, that's your coupling system. Front drive axle, suspension. You'll notice I always start from the inside, work my way out. Torsion bars are securely mounted, not bent or damaged. U-bolts securely mounted, not broken or missing. Springs not broken, missing, or misaligned. If 1/4 or more is missing, it will place the vehicle out of commission. Spring mounts front and back is securely mounted, no broken, loose, or missing parts. Shocks and air bellows are securely mounted, not leaking. Brake system. Brake hose or brake line is secure, not cracked, frayed, or leaking. Brake chamber is securely mounted, not leaking. Slack adjuster. There's no broken, loose, or missing parts. With pin and quarter pin in place, is securely attached to the push rod. With its wheels chocked and parking brakes released, you should not have more than 1 inch free play. Brake drum. There's no cracks, no wells, no excessive buildup of debris. Your brake pad, brake lining must be at least 1/4 inch thick, not oil soaked, not cracked. Check both drive tires inside and out. Make sure there's no cuts, bruises, or blisters. These tires must be at least 2/32 of an inch tread depth. They can be recapped and retreaded. Check with air gauge. Must have 90 to 100 psi with metal cap and anti-valve stem. Now we have Bud wheels. There's no spaces, nothing in between these dual wheels. Check both rims inside and out. Make sure there's no cracks, bends, or repair wells. All the lug nuts are securely tightened. No rusty streak indicating a loose lug nut. Axle seal is not leaking. Now I would inspect my rear drive axle the same as I did my front drive axle. Did I miss anything?